Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining again.
Yeah, and Mom, I always love doing this, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Brandon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yes. And Brandon, I'm excited. Do you know why I'm excited?
And why's that?
We're going to try to do something a little different this month.
And what's that?
We are going to attempt to actually have something air every day this month, and this is the month of May.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I think this is just such a perfect way to begin off year 2 of this channel.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, happy anniversary, Brandon.
Yep, to you as well.
All righty. Do you want to tell the audience what show we're going to begin with?
Yeah, so in today's video, we are speaking about Green Acres.
Yep, we sure are. Are you able to provide the general information for them? And then I'll give the synopsis.
Yeah, so this first episode is titled Oliver Buys a Farm, and it was released September 15th of 1965.
Yes. And so in this particular show, it is about a married couple who kind of moved to the country. What's nice about this is the first or pilot episode that we're talking about, and they actually provide a lot of background to the explanation of why Oliver and Lisa do move from New York to the country.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
And overall, what did you think about this first episode of the series premiere?
I was pleasantly surprised. And I was shocked. Brandon, let me give the audience just a little information about the why I kind of chose this. Initially, we were just kind of looking for something to watch. And I mentioned to you Green Acres. I knew you'd heard of it, but I really didn't think you'd seen it. I have only seen episodes here and there, and I don't even know if they were the whole episodes. I always thought the show was silly. But I saw it had been on for a while. Well, that it was a series that was on for a while. So I said, well, let's just watch it to see if it's even worthy of even watching. And I was surprised when we both laughed nonstop for this premiere episode. Were you surprised at that, Brandon?
Yeah, I definitely was. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect for the show. I'm familiar with some of the concepts, but, watching this first episode, I was pleasantly surprised. Even though the series did not have a pilot, it felt like a true introduction to the series, and I liked that it was able to also poke fun of itself, and I thought it was just really humorous, and I really enjoyed this first episode.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about this first episode was, and we talk about a lot about the initiating event for episodes, and this whole episode for me was an initiating event. It gave the backstory, and they did it kind of like in a mockumentary type of style. And so we were kind of given the why he wanted to move to the city, and really it's because he was born and moved to the country, and it's because Oliver was born in the country. Even though raised in the city, he was born in the country, and he thought that's where he belonged. And so his whole life he thought that he needed to be in the country. He wanted to be with the land. He wants to be with the flowers and then the plants. And he knew all sorts of details about that. His wife, on the other hand, wanted nothing to do with any of that. She loved the city, and that's where she wanted to be. But then he kind of snuck off one day on one of his regular business trips, and he bought a farm without his wife knowing it in Hooterville, and they moved there. They kind of made a deal that they would be there for 6 months to try it out. And so the first episode ends with them moving to Hooterville and Lisa seeing the farm for the first time. And they were also given the neighbors or town folk as they meet. And we know pretty quickly that these are people who he's going to meet on a regular basis in the town.
Yeah, and as a little interesting part about that is something I didn't know until the credits, is the people from this town are apparently from a different show.
Yeah, what show is that, Brandon?
That was Petticoat Junction.
Oh, wow. Now, and I never watched Petticoat Junction, so I guess maybe I'll have to tune in one day.
Yeah, I truly didn't know until the credits actually mentioned it. And so apparently, in doing a little bit of research, is that both shows take place within the same town of Hootersville.
Okay, that is so cool. And one of the other things I liked about the show is this theme song, which made me, kind of go back and watch it. One of the reasons too. But one thing I like about this theme song is, first of all, it's singable, it's catchy. The two actors who play in the show, they're the singers on the of the song, but it actually tells the story of the show itself in the theme song. And so, for theme song purposes, it's very memorable.
Yeah, it really is, and I personally I really enjoy it. I feel like it fits within the format of the show, and I'm very curious as to how future episodes are. If they're anything like this first episode, or if this is outlier, or somewhere in between.
Yeah, I know. I think we talked about watching the second episode. I wanted to tape this first episode first before we watched it. And so I think I will tune into the second episode. What about you, Brandon? Do you think, after watching the second episode, do you think that you will watch any future, or do you think you're going to hold still?
Oh, I think I'll definitely watch some in the future. I definitely am curious to see how the format is, and again, I never thought it would be as interesting as it was, and apparently, as a little fun fact, is that the newscaster they had at the beginning was an actual former newscaster.
Yeah, John Daly? Yes. And I read that too. Did you also read where what else he played in?
What's that?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Um, I just read that, Brandon. Yes, Brandon. He played in What's My Line?
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, yes. Was there anything else you found interesting about the episode?
Well, yeah, I mean, I overall really enjoyed it, and I liked the storytelling aspect of it. But I think the part that we laughed out loud the most for was about the mom.
Yes, the mom was really interesting because the way they kind of led into the storyline with the mother was that you kind of assumed that this is Lisa's mother because she was telling Oliver that that Lisa didn't need to move to the country and that she was going to take her daughter and go. And but it really was not Lisa's mother; it was actually Oliver's mother. And so it was just funny the way they kind of went into that.
Yeah, it really was, and I certainly, like I said, enjoyed this episode. And a little interesting tidbit about how the show sort of came to be is that the concept came from a radio show called Granby's Green Acres.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I guess as a small connection, sort of, is that while these characters are from that radio show, those characters are based off of ones from the show My Favorite Husband, which is what I Love Lucy is based off of.
Wow. Wow. That is so interesting. And I know, guys, we haven't tackled I Love Lucy yet, so we'll see. We'll kind of hit that one month.
Yeah, well, we did hit the Christmas episode.
Yep, the Christmas episode, but we haven't done the first episode yet of Lucy.
Yeah, but Mom, is there anything else that you want to discuss for this first episode of Green Acres?
No, I just want the audience to know that this is actually, it was a pleasant surprise. If you like this type of sense of humor, then this would be a show for you to watch, at least the first episode anyway. And so, let us know in the comments. Is this a show? Did you watch Green Acres during that time? Yeah, we know it's an older show. Or did you rewatch it in reruns? We'd love to know what your thoughts are.
Absolutely. I mean, it did last 170 episodes.
Yes, it did.
And truly, the only reason that it ended is because of the CBS rule purge.
Oh, okay. So what is that?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the rule purge is in the early 1970s. CBS canceled practically every show with a tree, and so all the country shows went bye-bye. And so Green Acres is one of those that ended without a finale.
Oh, that's unfortunate that they didn't allow it to have a finale. I say, Brandon. Well, I'm looking forward to catching some more episodes of Green Acres, and I look forward to working with you throughout the month as we kind of go forward and kind of look at some premiere episodes, watch some movies, and talk about it. And of course, our Port Charles chats and our Beyond the Gates conversations. And I look forward to doing that throughout the month of May. So we thank everybody for watching today.
We absolutely do.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.